The Patriots had an absolute dynasty. Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, what could go wrong? Well, maybe it was Tom Brady all along. Although, I'm thinking those top 5 or 10 defenses every single year didn't hurt matters. Now, they absolutely suck. Probably like Giselle and her jiu-jitsu instructor. Yikes. I don't know if you saw the roast of Tom Brady. Oh, man. That was brutal. I mean, those burns might have been even worse than what Aaron Hernandez is experiencing right now. Can I get some likes for hell? Come on, don't leave me hanging. Thumbs up the video. Let's see how Drake Maye can perform with the New England Patriots. We have plenty of work to do. This video is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. You can use code BENGAL, and that will enable you to claim your special pick, which I'll go over in a second. Plus, first-time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. This week, we got a really good one. Longhorn legend, Hook'em, Scotty Scheffler, higher than 0.5 strokes. 18 holes. All he has to do is hit the ball once. That's it. And you get the higher. So it's basically free. And that's for first-time depositors that use code BENGAL. Otherwise, you can use the site-wide bonus. Caitlin Clark, higher, 0.5 points. I think she's going to score at least a point. And that's live up till her game Thursday night, the 16th, as you watch this. Nikola Jokic, he's just unbelievable right now. I'm taking higher on points and assists at 38.5. I think Joey Estes is going to get shelled for the Athletics against the Astros. I think he got lucky last time out. I don't think it's going to go over. I think he allows at least 6 hits. And then I think on the other side, Christian Javier got shelled when he came back last time. I think he's going to allow at least 4 hits. The A's are hot right now. So those are my picks. Use code BENGAL. Of course, you get some special offers like Scotty Scheffler, plus a first-time deposit chance to get up to $250 in bonus cash. Use code BENGAL, and thank you to Underdog for sponsoring this video. Well, this is the team. Decided to give Drake Maye superstar development just because I think he's that incredible of a player. I think it's well-deserved. I gave Caleb Williams superstar X Factor. Drake Maye deserves superstar. Now, are either of those guys going to have these dev traits when Madden 25 comes out? Probably not, but that's what we're rocking with here for the offseason rebuild. Love Drake Maye. Love his potential. They, of course, tried to get some weapons for him in the draft in Jalen Polk and Javon Baker. Probably will be cutting some of these receivers. I don't really care about Jalen Reagor, obviously. I could do without KJ Osborne, to be honest. But, you know, some of these players they're just taking up space on the roster. Pretty much. That's pretty much what they're doing. Of course, I could also cut Chukwuma Okorafor and just go with Caden Wallace at left tackle. Michael Onwenu at right tackle. Now, Caden Wallace was a top 70 pick. I didn't even get to watch him pre-draft. I was surprised he ended up going that high. But, you know, we'll see what his development looks like. I guess he's going to be our starting left tackle here in the rebuild. I mean, the offensive line's not bad. Everyone was saying, oh, how could this team draft a quarterback? They have so many other needs on the roster. It's like, you don't get in position potentially for a franchise QB and say, nah, we'll get to that when we get to it. You take them and you try to build around them because it's much easier to find starting offensive linemen or receivers or defensive players than it is to find your franchise quarterback later on down the board. It's nearly impossible. What do we want to do with Marte Mapu? Do we move him into the box? That's absolutely a possibility. And I think maybe the best one. What's his block shed? 64? That's really not awful. He's a money backer type player, which is kind of what Kyle Duggar is. I don't know what we want to do. It's tough because Kyle Duggar, you think of like a young player, but he's already 27 by the time this starts. He was a pretty old rookie coming from a small school in Lenoir-Rhyne. He's definitely really good, but what can we actually realistically get him up to overall-wise? He's never going to be elite for us. So we're going to have to make some particularly difficult decisions. But that's okay. I honestly don't really want to start Dietrich Wise. He's 29 years old. I would rather just develop Keon White. Now, of course, as I talked about before in these offseason rebuilds, it's an amalgamation combination between 2024 and 2025. So there are draft picks for the year 2024, even though we have already the 2024 draft rookies on the team. So you're just going to have to bear with me here until we get to the new game. And that'll also be the case for some of the contracts as well. I've tried to fix as much as I can, but we are still starting at 2023, obviously. So we'll see if we can kill training camp, get Drake Maye some upgrades, Javon Baker, Jalen Polk, maybe Ramondre Stevenson, and some of the defensive players as well. And what does Drake Maye look like throwing the football? Natural. Looks easy. I've seen one throw, I'm convinced. He is the franchise guy here for the Patriots. But I really think Drake Maye could definitely struggle out of the gate. The situation in New England is not good, but he's got as much talent as anybody, and I think he's going to end up being a good pro. It just might take a little bit of time, given the situation. Like, what would you rather be? Drake Maye with the Patriots, right? And your offensive line's okay, not great. Tackle, you might be starting a third-round pick rookie, right? And, again, the weapons are not great. Or, like, J.J. McCarthy, and you get to go to the Vikings. You have two of the best tackles in the league. You have the best receiver in the league in Justin Jefferson. You have a great number 2 in Jordan Addison. They are not even comparable situations at all. You know, J.J. McCarthy obviously has a much better situation, so he might be better right away, but who's going to be better in 3 years, right? And you got 5 years with a first-round player, if you want, with the 5th-year option. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how the 2024 NFL Draft ages. But that's not a bad start for Drake Maye, 40K points. I'd love to be able to develop Josh Uche. That could be cool. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. But he and Keon White will be, you know, the two main defensive players I focus on. That really, like, if I don't do anything, they're never going to be good. Uche is such a talented player in real life. Really, really good pass rusher. That wasn't good. The thing with Keon White is we very often see these athletic tweeners, you know, the hybrid defensive end, defensive tackle type guy. Oh, they're you know, they have the inside-outside flexibility. That's cool, but are they ever actually worth their draft pick? Do they ever actually end up developing as technicians, not just big, fast, strong? Because big, fast, strong is good, it just doesn't work at the NFL if that's all you've got. And we've seen a lot of these type of players get drafted highly and then turn into nothing, essentially. So, you know, I hope that's not the case. You'd like to see them develop. It's always cool. But, you know, it often takes a long time. And when you draft a player like that, you know, sometimes the fear is that you're just developing them for the next team. Because if you take them in the 2nd round, let's say, right, 4-year contract, maybe they don't, you know, re-sign with you, and they're not worth the franchise tag price, and then they might be good when they're 28. They're not on your team anymore. So I don't know. It's always kind of a slippery slope with that type of a player. And I hate this drill. That's why I usually just make the kicker play quarterback so they fumble a lot. The running back will just break tackles for no reason sometimes. And I'll tell you, when I'm actually doing the running back drill, oh, my running back never breaks tackles. So, I don't know. Also, we got to make some trades. I moved Marte Mapu to linebacker just because I don't know that we'll need a backup safety as much. But Brendan Schooler's here. Hook him, of course. The team is so weird, right? Because we have a bunch of linebackers who are pretty good. Jelani Tavai is an off-ball guy. Taki, Juwan Bentley, all off-ball guys. If I wanted to move to a 4-3, Judon and Uche would become my edge players, with Barmore and Godshaw, I guess, in the middle. I guess Keon White would be our 3rd. I don't know. It's a bizarre group. It's just a lot of guys that, you know, they're just good enough to be on the team. And they're not super young, but they're also not super old. 27, 28, 29. It's like that age of regression. They're never going to get better than this, though. I'm moving to a 4-3. No. Maybe I should. I don't know. I'm going to trade away an off-ball linebacker. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to move Matthew Judon, a right outside linebacker. Because in a 3-4, your outside backers are your rush players off the edge. I don't want Jelani Tavai doing that. Now, you could, of course, you only have, typically, even though you're going to be a 3-4 defense, you might only rush 4. Somebody's going to have to drop back. That also happens. So we could, like, go Tavai, left outside linebacker, Matthew Judon, rush end. I don't know. I'll set it up. I'll show you. I'll figure it out. One of these linebackers has to go, though. That's for sure. Maybe Juwan Bentley. I didn't talk about Demario Douglas very much, but I really like his potential in the slot. It's just, you know, Jalen Polk could be a slot guy. Javon Baker could fit that role. I know these are bigger guys, but Jalen Polk, his probable best roles is a big slot. He can still play on the outside, but Douglas is built for the slot. So I wonder if they're going to move him around a little bit more. The Patriots are a very intriguing team, even if they don't look great. I do want to trade Juju Smith-Schuster. I just don't really want him, is what it comes down to. I'd probably like to get some picks back. All right, bit of a salary cap dump for us. Sione Takitaki, Juju Smith-Schuster, Dietrich Wise. A fourth this year or next year for a second next year, and a third this year from the Jets. Some fun interdivisional trading there, as the Jets, I guess we're helping them beat us. But I'm not sure how competitive we're trying to be this year. This is more of a building year. And KJ Osborne is just like, I don't know. Not really somebody I'm super interested in building up. I'd like to get Jalen Polk, Demario Douglas really going. And I don't think Javon Baker's going to play very much as a rookie here in the game. It just doesn't make sense. But Jalen Polk, maybe wide receiver 2 plus slot. Demario Douglas could just be wide receiver 3. I'd like to win. Can we even win those guys rookie of the year, though? Are they going to pop up as a rookie because they're created players? I wonder. They are. Okay. We could try and win Jalen Polk rookie of the year. I think we're going to try. But also, Drake Maye probably going to be in contention for that as well. So we'll see what happens. Keon White maybe over Uche as a rush end. I'm okay with that. What is Josh Uche going to do? No. Keon White's going to be a rush D tackle over Devon Godshaw. And then Uche will be the rush right end. Okay, we'll make it work. Training camp standout. Show me Uche or White. Christian Barmore will work. We'll do power and finesse move plus 3. It's not bad. Christian Barmore signed a huge extension, by the way. We might need to put that in the game. 4 years, $83 million for Barmore. So this would be the first year of his deal. $83 million. All right. Christian Barmore's contract is where it should be. Almost. $65 million in salary, $18 million bonus. Very expensive. So it would be in our best interest to get him as good as possible. They want us to cut Jalen Polk and Joey Sly. Who's my kicker then? No. Yeah, we got Kayshawn Boutte as well. We'll keep him around. All right, hey, 1-6 at the midseason mark. That could be better. That's for sure. That's pretty bad, in fact. 1 win, 6 losses. Now, for once, there's actually a really good defensive tackle in the draft class. That doesn't happen very often, but the fact that you see it in the strengths there must mean that there's a pretty good one. Also, left outside linebacker, and I think corner. And we could consider taking, either of those positions, really. Could take a quarterback. Probably not going to do that, but this one seems to have a cannon with tremendous accuracy. Where is the defensive tackle that's very good? I'm not super impressed seeing any of these guys for the first time. I don't know. They don't look particularly good at all. Seems like a dead draft class, to be honest, then. Maybe Russ Hitchens is a really good athlete. Hey, play rec, but block shed's not great. I don't know, guys. This might be a real trade down year and get some picks. That's what we might be looking at. Expiring contracts. Kyle Duggar, Hunter Henry, Kendrick Bourne. Okay, we have $83 million to work with. Henry, I think, signed a real short-term extension in real life. I think a 3-year extension could be okay for him. I also could draft a tight end. We have Jaheim Bell. Maybe I'll go 2 years up the money a little bit. I could do that. Up the years and I'm back. I don't want to up the years. We could also franchise tag him. A 3-year deal for Duggar actually works for me. I'll actually up the money a little bit to get to $10 million. So Kyle Duggar returns. Kendrick Bourne, I actually just don't really need. We could just trade these guys. That's also an option. Now, you will occasionally see pretty good tight ends in the draft. Drafting a tight end would not be the worst idea. We could really heavily feature a tight end in our offense if we go Chiefs playbook very, very easily. So if there's a good enough athlete with good enough route running, it would be a pretty good idea to take them. Charles Teague could be okay. Only 6'2", 235, though. Got that Brock Bowers build. Not quite, but we'll take a look. Team needs quarterback? No, don't say it. It's not true. Kendrick Bourne, we're moving on. Who wants him? Okay, making a big trade with the Panthers. Kendrick Bourne, Hunter Henry, Chukwuma Okorafor, a 5th and a 6th for 2 second-round picks. One this year, one a couple of years from now. But that lets us start Caden Wallace, right? And, I mean, Kendrick Bourne, Hunter Henry, those guys were not going to be a big part of the rebuild, right? So, probably just makes better sense to move on. Austin Hooper can be our starting tight end. The season is over. I mean, we started 1-6. It's not, let's see if we can turn it around. We're not turning it around. We're going to be bad. Embrace the tank and make moves in the draft as a result. That is the strategy right now. We're okay being bad for just this year, 2023, but it's really supposed to be the 2024 season. Bills are playing well. Jets and Dolphins doing just enough to stay in the race. We are bowing out of the race. Not that we were ever really in it to begin with, but we're certainly out now. Okay, Andrew Elliott could be what we're talking about here. Great to elite speed and strength with A power moves, A play rec, decent enough block shed at C. It's not amazing, but we're finding some decent defensive tackles. Andrew Elliott and Carl Pierman appear to be the two best two. Pierman to be. Could take an outside linebacker as well. It's a possibility. A run stopper, George Silver, 6'1", 250 out of Notre Dame. A block shed pursuit and tackling. Great to elite speed and acceleration. If we're going to take a linebacker, George Silver's could be golden. Also, of course, with Notre Dame. I'm sorry for all these horrendous jokes, but also I'm not sorry. I really am not. You can always find really good linebackers down the board. Kind of the nice thing about, you don't really need to go out and pay linebackers. You can just draft great ones who are really athletic and can do everything. A man-to-man corner with B press and B zone coverage, meaning and great to elite speed and acceleration, A hit power. That's a really good looking corner down the board. The value is beyond the second round in this one, or beyond the first round at least. Second and third, probably the sweet spot. Don't necessarily need a safety. None of them particularly stand out, but they don't look bad either. You really, in order to look at the safeties, a lot of them might just be good with B tackle, B zone, B wood, everything. You got to really look at who are the superior athletes, and that's where you find the great value at safety. But even this guy, Isaac Warner, could be pretty good. Zone archetype, but only C zone coverage. Decently athletic, though. I don't know. Probably just won't be taking a safety in this one. Well, we didn't end up making the playoffs, obviously, but we did win 7 games. If we're going to be bad and miss the playoffs, be horrendous. Get a top 5 pick. I don't know that we've done that by winning 7 games. Drake Maye, 4,400 yards, 33 touchdowns, but 18 picks. Didn't really have much of a rushing game. Stevenson did have 16 touchdowns, but fewer than 1,000 yards. Well under 4 yards per carry. Jalen Polk had a tremendous rookie year, though. 100 catches, over 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. That's going to be in the conversation for Rookie of the Year. Although you'd probably give it to Drake Maye, but that's a great rookie year for Jalen Polk. And then defensively, Juwan Bentley and Jelani Tavai with plenty of tackles. 14 for loss for Judon and Barmore. 12 for Keon White. 11 for Godshaw. And then sacks. Didn't really have many of those. Had, a few interceptions for the team. Several. But nothing significant for any one individual. Season recap has the Jets narrowly beating the 49ers in the Super Bowl 21-20. And Juju Smith-Schuster wins Super Bowl MVP. There you go. We made a huge mistake. Patrick Mahomes wins MVP. And we'll head to the offseason. I don't really think we're going to be doing much in free agency. It's the usual suspects in here, but I'm, more worried about getting younger and better over time. A lot of these players don't help us do that. Of course, some of the 2024 rookie draft class is available. Not going to sign those. It's just because when you load into the game, you can't set contracts in advance. It's one of those things. If we want to play online, we can't fix all that. So just focus on the Patriots. Not really a huge deal. But we'll focus more on the draft. We're just BPA right now. Best player available. Could be a receiver. Really anything except a quarterback, I'm going to really heavily consider. Charles Teague, by the way, has fallen 41 spots on the big board. Maybe a steal, maybe not a good player. We'll find out. So where are we here? Don't really have a huge interest in any of these guys expected to go super high. We're not drafting a tight end at number 8 overall, projected to go round 3 to 4. That's not happening. So we'd have to move up if we want Jaron Sellers. We got up to 85% scouted, 6'5", 264. Good enough athlete, A power moves, A pursuit. Block shedding's pretty good. He's going to be a good player. The defensive tackle, we're going to have 100% scouted on him in a minute from Texas Tech, Carl Pierman. And we're also going to have the other defensive tackle we like quite a bit. We're going to see where these guys are kind of expected to go. Alex Jowers is a receiver I like quite a bit out of Oregon. Doesn't look great on the surface, but then when you look deeper into it, he's about average in some key ratings with A medium route running, and maybe that's just it, is A medium. Show me some true talent here. Where are the defensive tackles? Pierman is a round 1 talent. That's good. Show me top 5 on the other one. Round 1 to 2. Okay. Certainly not as good, obviously, but he looks like he would be great. Elite speed, great strength, can rush the passer. Fatigue up to 90%. Has A catching traffic, A catching, A to B deep route running. He's pretty athletic, but would be a steal down the board now. So that probably is going to be somebody we end up drafting. It's just going to be tough to get everybody I want. We might trade completely out of the first round for just straight second round picks if we can find them. We'll see what happens. All right, let's simulate to our pick. I'm not moving up. This is not the draft to move up in, although I definitely don't want to simulate to my next pick. Aiden Lincoln goes. Kind of a surprise. We thought Jaron Sellers would be off the board. We could definitely stick and pick, and we could even draft the defensive tackle at this spot, right? Carl Pierman. We know he's good. B block shed, C finesse moves, B power moves, A tackle. He is pretty athletic overall. Well-rounded. True round 1 talent. Never a bad idea. I definitely want the corner Jawan Briggs from Texas Tech. The center Rhett Dugan from Texas looks to be a very, very good player. Okay, this should go through. It is number 8, a 3rd rounder this year, number 96, and a 7th for a 1st round pick this year from the Cardinals. All picks this year. It's number like 26, one of the top picks they have in the 2nd round, and a 3rd round pick. Again, I think the value is down the board. We're just going to play it conservatively. Try to get more swings of the bat rather than, trying to hit a home run with our first pick, so to speak. We want, more players to better help the team. And I think this is the way to do it. So we lose out on some players that we, maybe could have considered drafting. But I very much like the players that are available. And we are going to start with Andrew Elliott, a defensive tackle from Alabama, 6'5", 300, is 23 years old already, but with elite speed, great strength, A power moves, A play rec, B awareness. I think he's going to be a great player. I know round 1 to 2 talent could be better, but the athletic tools raise his ceiling. 91 strength, 78 speed, 79 acceleration. I think he's going to be a great player. And just from looking at his head, he looks very strong. Going to be a tough guy to move. Good pick. All right, we have 2 top 10 picks here in the 2nd round. Our first one, I think, is going to be the corner, Jawan Briggs from Texas Tech. His ideal size, 6'1", 192. Great speed. It ends up being an acceleration. Hit power is great. Zone coverage and press, very good. And he's man-to-man archetype, which means man coverage will be, at the very least, a B, but maybe even an A. Only normal development, unfortunately, but great speed, change of direction, acceleration. Normal dev just stings a little bit. We actually have another pick in 2 picks after this. We could consider a trade down, but I think just getting better on the O-line is going to be the move. And then we can trade down, because George Silvers is not expected to go for a while. The tight end is not expected to go for a super... Oh, he's already gone? No, he's not. He's way down here. Okay. Oh, yeah. He fell a lot. Yeah, we're in business right now. So let's start things off with center, and then we can trade down. So Rhett Dugan from Texas. Hook him, of course. Only 21 years old. Very good athlete, as you can see, mostly. Great strength, speed, jumping. Everything's great except for the elite stuff. 91 strength, 85 acceleration, 74 speed. I don't know if he's going to play guard or center for me, but he's going to be pretty awesome in either. Okay, so our next pick is at the start of the 3rd round. I want another 2nd, though. But I'm not just going to trade back for free. That's stupid. Okay, we're going to trade Jonathan Jones. He's 30 years old. We just drafted his replacement, even though he only has normal dev. 82 overall. Eagles trying to win now. We're getting 2 second-round picks from them, and we're trading back. So maybe giving up a little bit too much value, but I think it's worth it for that second rounder. Okay, back-to-back picks now in the second round. I still think that was the right move long-term for us. There is a corner here. Bobby Poole. Interesting. A tackle, a zone coverage. Almost looks more like a safety, to be honest. Doesn't look bad. Elite strength, elite agility, great acceleration. It's an option. So with back-to-back second-round picks, I don't want anyone to be taken ahead of us. So George Silvers actually might be one of my selections here. But we almost kind of have a free pick just based on how we've positioned ourselves. I think I'm going to take a chance on Bobby Poole. He's athletic enough and does the little things pretty well. Welcome to the team, Bobby Poole. Of course, only normal development. Is a good enough athlete. Potentially could move back to safety with his speed and also the skills-wise. He's got great zone coverage, great tackling. I think hit power was pretty good. But let's go ahead. Let's go linebacker first, and then the tight end second. George Silvers from Notre Dame, 6'1", 250, 22 years old. Great acceleration and speed. Very well-rounded. A block shed, a tackle, a play rec, a pursuit. Welcome to New England. Also, normal development. 85 speed, 80 acceleration. They're killing me with these normal dev players. Don't draft the tight end, please. I took a chance. Don't make me regret it, please. Back-to-back picks in the third round. We have a lot of picks in this draft. Goodness. Andrew Cassidy's there. That looks good. That looks great. Charles Teague from Oregon State. 23 years old already, but 6'2", 235. Athletic enough. Elite jumping. Great acceleration, great agility, but very well-rounded skills. A catching traffic, a medium route running, a break tackle, a awareness. Spectacular catches, at least A to B. Run block finesse, deep route running A to B. Trucking A to B. He's our next Gronk, despite not being even close to the size. Charles Teague, also normal development. Give me a break, dude. We can get him up, though, in the Chiefs playbook for sure. But why all the normals? Give me 1 star or better development player, please. A lot of linebackers still here. Do we want any of them? Maybe. Could take a power back. Don't really need Terry Tolbert. Yeah, that's the correct thing. We don't need him. Antoine Wilbon, I think, will be the guy. Elite speed. He is the best athlete remaining. These guys are important on special teams. Unless Dante Perry is a freak. Also elite speed. He's good. I think Antoine Wilbon is a little bit better. 6', 246. Built like a brick shithouse. Hidden dev. I forgot what that looked like. 87 speed and acceleration. Looks pretty well-rounded athletically. A pursuit, a tackle, B, zone coverage, B awareness. That's actually really good. All right, last pick of the draft. It is a 6th rounder. All of our favorites are off the board, of course. I think we have our kicker and punter still under contract, so we can kind of go anywhere with this one, except I'm not going to take another linebacker. This seems like a good time for a backup running back. Get a receiving back in the mix, sure. Jeremiah Bass, good speed. Probably will be terrible, but is decently fast. 91 agility as well. Okay. Interesting. So we got a lot of players, but did we get any good ones? Did we get any game-changing ones? Maybe, actually. 84 overall for the center, Rhett Dugan. This is a generational center. 95 lead block, 89 pass block finesse, 91 impact block. Oh my goodness. Now, I thought this guy would be pretty good. 74, 75, 76 overall maybe. You really can't tell when you have a true generational center because a run block and pass block could be 76 or whatever, right? Oh my goodness. And lead block at an A could be like 83 or 95 in this case. Pass block finesse is crazy. Awareness is already an 87 default. Wow. Andrew Elliott is a 74. That's pretty good. Not amazing, but pretty good. 81 power moves. Oh my goodness. Jawan Briggs is good. He's a 79. That's awesome. but just only normal development, unfortunately. But maybe that goes up. Bobby Poole's a 76, 74 for George Silvers, 75 for Charles Teague. That's our starting tight end right now. Antoine Wilbon's a 74, and tied for the youngest player in our draft class at 21 years old. This was a monster draft class, all things considered. I don't think we could have done much better. We clearly got the #1 overall player in the draft. We also got the #2 overall player in the draft. Bradley Bard looked really good. He was a 78, 77 for Dickens. Good guard in there. Cliff Pizzo. I looked at Nicholas Stallworth, but decided we didn't need another running back. Didn't think he'd be a 76, to be fair, though. Bobby Poole was one of the better players in the draft. Glenn Burns, I definitely like quite a bit. Jowers was decent as well, but receiver we can put on the back burner. Charles Teague is awesome. Carl Pierman ended up being a 75. Would have been a fine pick, but Antoine Wilbon's right there. I mean, we murdered the draft. This is an A+, A+, A++++. Look at all the top players. They're all our players. Out of the top 15 or 20 best players in the class, did we get 8 of them? Something like that. All right, so we'll open up 2024, which is really 2025, as we know. Did training camp, got some small upgrades, but I'm trying to figure out where exactly to play some of these guys. David Andrews kind of seems like he might be the odd man out. Might try and trade David Andrews. So at least add him to the trade block, but I might just manually end up trading him somewhere. And then I look on the defensive side of the ball. Linebackers looking to be in a pretty good spot. Move Poole to safety, like we kind of talked about. Briggs in at CB2, Marcus Jones, Marco Wilson, Marcellus Dial. That's a fine group of corners. And then Devon Godshaw, kind of looks like the odd man out on the defensive line. We can just be fine with Tristan Hill as a backup. Keon White in there as a backup as well. I changed to a 4-3, kind of fits better with the linebackers we have. We have good depth there as well. Silvers, Anthony Jennings is more of an edge player, I guess, but the team looks good. Just if Godshaw is going to be someone with an expiring contract, I'm going to want to trade him. His contract is up, so maybe that's a trade deadline move. But David Andrews, I just don't really know what we do with him. We have a City Sal. I've never known. Somehow. Oh. Yeah, rhymes for days. David Andrews also expiring contract. He's got to go. It's just when you accidentally draft a generational center, they got to play. They have to. So David Andrews and maybe Devon Godshaw might be playing on different teams. Going to take a second-round pick from the 49ers. David Andrews, Devon Godshaw headed to the Bay, coast to coast. And it's a decent enough move for us. Just guys that weren't really going to play too much. Might as well take the pick for them. And this will be the team for the 2024, which is really the 2025 season. Jalen Polk actually up to superstar dev. I did not notice that. Why did he do that? Offensive Rookie of the Year. How did I not notice that? Well, all right. Jalen Polk, superstar dev now. That's beautiful. We have Demario Douglas, KJ Osborne, Javon Baker. Of course, the rookie Teague starts at tight end. And then defensively, I think everything is the way I want it. I'm going to start Wilbon, 6 foot 250, more of a true linebacker with great block shedding. Coverage is just okay. Can run, can tackle. He's only 21 years old. He's going to end up being a pretty good player. So excited about that. And then specialist-wise, I think I am going to play him over Marte Mapu. I just want more reps. And then Barmore. Well, at least instead of Tristan Hill, we're going to have the rookie D-tackle in there. But it could even be Keon White at rush D-tackle too. And I'm going to have Josh Uche over Juwan Bentley, that's for sure. Also have a training camp standout. It is Christian Barmore. And we'll see if he can have a big season. I guess a big game especially could kickstart that. And I'd love for him to get superstar dev at some point. Not sure that that's ever going to happen, but if we can dominate the Cardinals week 1, we could be off to a great start. Now being in a 4-3, Barmore might be in a more natural position, and we win 27-10. Tell me Christian Barmore was a big contributor. Please. He told us he's here to be great. He's ready to go. Give me XP. 10,000 XP for Christian Barmore. Not quite the superstar dev. He's going to need another big game. And maybe that comes against the Jets. Their defense is phenomenal. Offense, maybe not so much. So Christian Barmore, I think, could get superstar dev. 3 combined sacks and TFLs is going to be very, very difficult. But it's possible. The plus 10,000 XP for him is going to be really nice. He might be up to an 85 overall already, or at least close to it. We'll see. He is about to be, I guess. Has a skill point here. 81 power moves, 88 finesse moves, block shedding. I think I am going to want that to be into the 80s. So let's do that boost. Temporarily up to an 85 overall. Block shedding with the true +2. Love it. Yeah, he's looking really good. Just, I need power moves, I think, to be higher than finesse moves at defensive tackle. I think that kind of makes more of an impact, I've found. Here we go. We're 2-0. 44-14. Monster victory over the Jets. Tell me Christian Barmore got 3 TFLs / sacks in any combination. Please. Nope, he didn't. That's a really tough game. Go out and get 3 sacks or 3 TFLs or, 2 sacks and a tackle for loss. It's doable, but it's not easy. But we're 2-0. Offense is killing it in year 2 under Drake Maye. And our defense is obviously playing pretty well also. 5-2 at the midseason mark. Got beat by 1 score to the Texans in our last matchup. That's okay. Not going to win them all. 5-2 is a very good start. It's very nice. Should win the AFC East, but there's a lot of season left. That's the thing. A lot of season left. Players ready to negotiate. Could be potentially moved here. Jabril Peppers, Ramondre Stevenson, who doesn't want to be back. Josh Uche, who we haven't really developed a ton. Matt Judon, who's aging. Jelani Tavai, who doesn't want to be here. Man, there's a problem with all of these players. All right, Jabril Peppers. I can do a 3-year deal, 10 million. We have a ton of money. That really isn't too bad. Ramondre Stevenson, maybe a 3-year contract's not the worst for him. He's 26 years old. Could get up around a 90. Gonna have to boost this in order for him to accept it. Ramondre Stevenson is back. Josh Uche, a little bit expensive for what he's done so far, but he does want to be here. I'm thinking this actually might just be a fine offer. Maybe, no, 3 years is fine. I might just offer that. And Josh Uche returns. I need him to take a big step up. Matthew Judon. Yeah, a 1-year deal is perfect. I will up the money on this. He could be traded next season or in the offseason, but right now I want to have him, of course, for this playoff run. We're not going to move him. Jelani Tavai, we're going to have to pay as an outside linebacker. I don't really want to do that, but he's still good. I might just overpay him for 1 year and see if he wants to take more money to just be here for 1 year. He doesn't want that. All right. We will manage to keep him some way or another, or one way or another. It might just be moving him to middle linebacker and paying him a more affordable contract. And if he declines, franchise tagging him at middle linebacker compared to what it costs for an outside linebacker. Dugan, of course, is superstar dev. I have seen offensive linemen have X Factor before. It's not impossible, but it's got to be some glitch or something. I don't know. But superstar dev is pretty good. That's to be expected when you draft an 84 overall center. He's only up to an 85, though, half a year. Offensive linemen take forever. Elliott has superstar dev. Love that. So even though he wasn't a true round 1 talent, he's going to end up playing like one. Block shedding needs to go up on him. Only star dev for the middle linebacker, of course. Antoine Wilbon. Would like for Briggs to get up to star or superstar dev at some point. Obviously, that'd be nice. But things look pretty good. Ooh, and a breakout quarterback challenge after beating Seattle. Drake Maye's coming off a stellar game. How about another one? 400 scrimmage yards or 4 total touchdowns for Drake Maye. 400 yards from scrimmage could be tough. And then he's got to throw 1 pick or fewer. I think it is possible. We scored 44 against the Jets in week 2. Not going to be easy to do that again, but against the 1-7 Titans, maybe we got a shot. Drake Maye could be moving up to X Factor. Come on, Drake. Big game. Now, we do win 26-14. That's not going to be enough for 4 touchdowns, though, unless we missed several extra points. Maybe 400 yards, but highly doubt it. I'm guessing he didn't go up. Yep. No dev trade upgrade, unfortunately. Oh, Devion Kendricks from Washington. Finesse moves and power moves and tackle. He might be the best player in the draft. And he's a freak athlete. It's going to say top 5. I'm not even going to scout him any further. We know he's a freak. It might actually be worth trading up to get him if we can get in position to do so. Could be a sick tight end to add, even though we kind of have one. Could look at corner. There's a round 1 defensive end. We could, move on from Matthew Judon. Could add another receiver into the mix as well. These are all possibilities. But getting the pass rush up, it's not a bad idea. And I know it seems like we kind of have pass rushers, but not elite ones. Like, I think we're going to be fine at defensive tackle. I really wouldn't consider one of those too highly. But edge can be upgraded with Keon White, Josh Uche, Matthew Judon. You got to consider the contract situations for Judon and Uche as well. Uche, we kind of committed to, but he could still be a rotational guy. Judon is aging. Could be moved to help us get into the top 5 or top 1 for Devion if we wanted to. That's a possibility, as we are playing in the wild card. Patriots Raiders. Fun old school matchup, maybe not so much for Raiders fans. All right, Drake Maye. Pretty good year. 4,500 yards, 39 touchdowns, but 16 interceptions, a bit too high. We could use a better rushing attack. Ramondre Stevenson's the guy now, though. Just need to get him into that 90 overall plus club. And I think he's going to perform even better. But not awful numbers. Demario Douglas was great. 17 touchdowns, almost 1,200 yards receiving. Awesome, awesome player. And, I mean, how can you hate on what Charles Teague did as a rookie? Dominant. He's absolutely going to go up to star dev, maybe even higher than that. Could be rookie of the year. Jalen Polk over 1,000 yards. And then defensively, Antoine Wilbon, plenty of tackles, 6 for loss, 2 sacks. 15 TFLs for Barmore, also added 10 sacks. Matthew Judon dominated. Josh Uche put up 8.5 sacks. Great numbers from our front 7. I mean, Andrew Elliott doesn't look crazy at only 3.5 sacks, but 14 TFLs is awesome. Plenty of interceptions for the boys as well. We have some momentum right now. We're playing well. The rookies, the young guys, all playing well. This is definitely a winnable game against the Raiders. They're very close to us in overall. It's not a guarantee, but it's definitely a possibility. And we're going home. See you in the offseason. 19-16. We lose. We're out of the playoffs already. And the Battle of Florida. The Jags beat the Bucks 24-9. Dak wins league MVP. No Patriots for Rookie of the Year. However, both players shown are NFC players. We could still win something for the AFC for Rookie of the Year. That's still a possibility. We do have upgrades. Show me one of the good rookies, please. Charles Teague had to have won AFC Rookie of the Year. He's up to Superstar Dev. He had to have done it. Offensive Rookie of the Year for Charles Teague was unlocked. Recuperation. Wow. All right. Not really the best blocker, of course, but he can catch the football. And that's what we need. 24 years old, up to the 80s right now. He can play. Okay, players to re-sign. We will have to pick up the 5th-year option on Cole Strange, which I think I'd prefer overextending him right now. Jelani Tavai's up to star dev. Again, I'm interested in a 1-year deal, but I'm going to move him to middle linebacker so I can actually pay him like an off-ball linebacker instead of an edge rusher. I'm not going to pay him $25 million or whatever the franchise tag salary might be. Not going to do that. Now, he's going to decline this first offer almost surely, but I will be answering with a franchise tag. It's $20 million for 1 year, which is like, oh my goodness, he's not worth that at all. Yeah, I agree. We have the money though. It's not really a problem. So I'm totally fine doing that. We keep him around for another year and, we'll make a decision next year. It's all right. Demario Douglas up to star dev, by the way. Like that. Defensively, Briggs up to star dev. Okay. Really not bad. Wyatt Teller is here. Joe Batonio. Don't really need either of those guys. Yeah, we're not really going to need anybody that's here. I do need a kicker, though. Joey Sly, we let go. So maybe Jake Elliott, because he wants to be here. Take the money down a little bit. And he should be signing with us. So going to do kicker in the mix. And that's really all I want to do. We just need depth, but we can draft that, I think. All right, Devion Kendricks from Washington. He's going to go number 1, probably. He's got elite speed and strength and everything. I'm going to have to move up. He's just going to be too good. But I'll tell you, Tyler Graves from LSU also looks quite good. I mean, a deep route runner. He looks pretty good after the catch as well. Just probably not something we're going to be able to do. It's just, we got to get the defensive end. Reggie Dumaine looks pretty good. He just is not generational the way I think that Devion Kendricks could be. So, that's just going to be the way that it is. Going to avoid him. I got to move up. Okay, private workouts. Again, I think I'm just going to avoid Devion Kendricks and just look at some of these other players that I liked a little bit. And I think that's the right move. We know the guy at the top is going to be borderline generational. I think we got to go make a move up. I know defensive end is not necessarily our biggest need, but if you can go and get a game changer, we got to do it. He's not even expected to be the first player off the board, by the way, at his position. Dakota Linton from Temple at 6'1", 256. That's who's going number 1. I mean, do I try to trade up to number 2 with the Titans or number 1 with Seattle just to make sure we get our guy? I think I'm going to at least see what the Seahawks are up to, see what's going on with them. We have a lot of picks. Not doing that package. 23, we have 3 second rounders. We have obviously our first round picks. We can make this move happen. And be like, you know, how willing am I to move all the way up? That's the question. Okay, that is the trade. We're moving up with the Titans. It's 4 second round picks. 2 this year. I kept one of them. A second next year. A second in 2027. A first, obviously, this year in 2025. And a fourth in 2027. We've actually managed to keep a lot of our picks because we had a lot of them. But this was a potentially game-changing move for our franchise. We get number 2 now, still number 37. We have a first and a second next year and a third still. And then in 2027, now we're just missing our second round pick and a fourth. This was a very good move for us. Obviously traded a lot, but we're going to be getting a true franchise difference maker at number 2 overall, or maybe even at number 1 overall. Because I'm at least going to see what it'll take for Seattle to trade back 1 spot. It might not cost a lot. It might not. Could I throw in... I mean, I don't really want to move a tight end. I can't. We could move maybe Layden Robinson. I guess, but he's not going to have much value. Do they want Joe Milton or Bailey Zappi? They probably don't. But I'll give you Bailey Zappi in a 5th. They're not even close. Yeah, I think I'm comfortable staying at number 2 overall. It's a little bit dangerous, but the mock draft says the Seahawks really like another defensive end from Temple. So I think we're just going to stick where we are and still maybe get the best player in the draft. I'm a little bit nervous about it, to be honest, but I got to trust it. Dakota Linton from Temple is off the board to Seattle. What a mistake from the Seahawks when Devion Kendricks is on the board. 6'3", 270, 22 years old at a UW. He's going from coast to coast as well. Remember that trade with the Niners. But C block shed, A finesse moves, A power moves, A tackle. Physically, good acceleration, great agility, good change of direction, great jumping, elite speed, elite strength. Skills-wise, we know what it is. A awareness, A play rec, A power moves, A pursuit, A finesse moves, A hit power, A tackle. Block shedding's only a C. That's fine. Welcome to the Patriots. Hidden dev, thankfully. 90 strength, 86 speed, 84 acceleration, 82 agility. He's going to be good. Where does he play as a rookie? We'll find a spot. And now we'll simulate to round number 2. I wanted to keep this pick because I thought there could be a good corner within range. Had some players on my board. I mean, Joe Esparza looks well-rounded. Good athlete, not exceptional, but could end up being our pick. Miles Watford, actually, another safety here with A-man coverage. Great speed for him. That's an option for us as well if we want to go secondary. Joe Ewing was the corner I looked at. A-man, B-zone, elite speed. Probably ends up being our pick. A-hit power. Joe Ewing probably is the guy here. I think he's just going to be the best player. Joe Ewing, 6'2", corner out of Oregon. Welcome to New England. Also going coast to coast. Hidden Dev, 95 speed, 92 change of direction, 90 acceleration. A little bit low, but at 6'2", I can get over it with 95 speed. Could potentially start a corner for us as a rookie. We'll see. Ooh, a 6'8" receiver, by the way. Corey Turner, 6'8", 220, B catching, B release. Horrendous athlete. A spectacular catch, though. He definitely stinks. Oh, man. Would I rather trade down for future picks or just take a shot on what is clearly a bad player who's got a fun storyline? Yeah, we're going to do it. The 6'8" Corey Turner is a full foot taller than a receiver ranked in front of him. But cool storyline. He's 6'8", 220. Does have hidden dev. Not fast at all. We knew that. He is purely a jump ball receiver, but he's not a tight end either. He's interesting. That's for sure. All right, let's see our draft recap. I think we did pretty well. Number 1 player. Show me 80 plus. I'll take an 80. Devion Kendricks, 80 overall. Is it generational? No, probably not. But he's very, very good. 79 power and finesse moves. Elite strength. Speed's obviously quite good. Block shedding's not too bad. He's got every trait. He's not generational, but he's very good. And he still could have X Factor or Superstar Dev. Joe Ewing's a 76. Great man coverage. Zone coverage has a little bit of a ways to go. Could start him. Corey Turner's a 74. Much better than I expected, to be honest. Much better. I would have guessed maybe a 71 best case scenario. We'll take that. There were some good players in this class. A 79 overall tight end would have been great, but we didn't need him. Rayshon Newton was actually a better corner than the one we drafted. And we looked at some of these players, but missed out on some other ones. Reggie Dumaine was a 77. Really not too bad. Bunch of good players in this draft class. And I think we did about as well as we could have. I know we traded up a ton, but I'm comfortable with it. I think we got a really good player. I think we're going to go with Judon and Kendricks at defensive end, and Uche is going to rotate in. I guess. I mean, that works for me. Marte Mapu can be sub-linebacker. Juwan Bentley in there. I know we have Wilbon, but he doesn't have to be a sub-linebacker. He can just do whatever. Just do whatever. Just go out there, hang out. 4-2 at the midseason mark. Could be better, could be worse. I just don't like that the Dolphins are 4-3. And the Bills, especially, are 6-1. That's not great. We still have a lot of money. Not really paying anybody. When you have a rookie contract at quarterback, you get a lot of money. A lot of money. Mike Onwenu wants to get paid. He did get paid, though. I got to actually input what his actual contract is. It was 3 years, $57 million, which means that actually this would be the 3rd year of his deal, right? Because this would be, we'd have 2024 was year 1. This is year 3. So he would be currently in year 3. So I guess it doesn't matter. We'll just leave it as is and re-sign him to a new one. 5 years. He's making $19 million per year. This is a very similar contract, to be honest, except we're just extending it. Michael Onwenu is back. Marcus Jones, I kind of don't need. Jelani Tavai, I would like back. How about 2 years? He's up to an 85 overall now, star dev. Just wants more money in free agency. I don't want to do that. Juwan Bentley, I think we can let go. We don't really need him. Matthew Judon's going to regress. I'm thinking another 1-year deal. It's pretty reasonable. Judon's back for another. And then the rest don't particularly matter. we'll, of course, pick up the 5th-year option on Christian Gonzalez when it gets to that point. What can we do here at the deadline to get better? Receiver could be better. We could use a true number 1. We don't have that yet. And then defensively, linebacker looks pretty good. We will have a starter after Juwan Bentley leaves. I'm just not going to trade him right now. Corners are great. Safeties look good. The D-line is getting better. Kendrick's only star dev kind of sucks. He's still, quite good already. So big-time wide receiver 1 kind of stands out. But it's going to be tough to trade for one of those. I think we're just going to, stick where we are and head to the playoffs. Hopefully we're in them. 13-4, and we're playing in the wild card game. You're kidding me. The Bills also go 13-4. Can Drake Maye cut down on the picks? Yes. About 4,400 yards. Not quite. But 40 touchdowns, 9 picks. Rushing, Ramondre Stevenson, big step up. 4.5 yards per carry. It's that he's playing up to a 90+. That's all it is. There's something about 90+ running backs in Madden Sim that just do way better. As Charles Teague is the next Gronk. He's putting up insane numbers. Killing it. As is Jalen Polk. As is KJ Osborne. Demario Douglas is still doing great. He's getting, 4 receivers total involved now. And then defensively, nothing crazy. I mean, 19 TFLs is wild from Barmore. 14 from Matt Judon. 10 sacks led the way. Kendricks was a little bit of a disappointing rookie year, to be honest. And enough interceptions for the team as a whole. All right, can we beat the Texans? 10-7, wild card. Nope. Oh, the playoff success is unpatriot-like. Unpatriotic, you might say. Jesus, dude, we're terrible. Cowboys beat the Texans in the Super Bowl, little Texas Super Bowl. Josh Allen wins MVP. Okay, re-signing period again. So much money. Said we'd pick up the 5th-year option on Gonzalez. Gonzo is a beast. Jelani Tavai. I would franchise tag again, which means I'll just offer him like $16.7 million. He's back for 1 year. What an insane contract. Juwan Bentley down from star dev to normal. He's leaving anyway. KJ Osborne down from star dev to normal. He's leaving anyway. Don't really care about a lot of the backups, but I'm hoping that an actual good player that can help us has made his way into free agency. Please. That would be really, really nice for us. Let's get better all at once. Maybe a big-time receiver. Okay. Well, Mark Andrews is here. We don't need him. Zach Martin's here. He's awesome. Jalen Waddle. You must be a Patriot. It'd be a big upgrade at receiver. We can pay him a ton of money. Maybe we just even space it out. Jalen Waddle, I need you to pick me. Panthers. The Panthers signed him in my Falcons franchise. Oh, it'd be really annoying if he signed with them again. Debo would be a good fallback. Nobody's offered on him yet. That'll be our pivot. I want to upgrade a tackle as well. Could bring Trenton Brown back. What about Ronnie Stanley, though? What about Ronnie Stanley for 2 seasons? I don't know if that anyone's really offering him. No. It's just us. Be big upgrade at receiver. Okay. Safety's going to be okay. Corner, I think, is pretty good right now. Linebacker's pretty good, but we could get better there because we're losing. Ooh, yeah, let's get Leo Chanel. That's a lot of money for Leo Chanel, but I'm in. Probably stupid, but we have the money. It's going to end up backfiring probably, but again, we have the money right now. If we can get Waddle and Stanley, I'll be happy. Chanel would be like the icing on top of the cake, I guess, but it's a little expensive. How much money do I have to give Jalen Waddle to make him sign? What about a 5-year deal where you can still be a free agent in your 30s? How fun would that be? And I'll just pay you a lot more money. So expensive. But he is the needle mover. Our offer's not even in the mix. I'm so confused. Check mark on Jalen Waddle. We got him. Massive contracts. Massive contract. Jalen Waddle is a Patriot until he dies, probably. He's not going to be anywhere else. It's a lot of money right when we're going to be doing the rebuild. But you know what? It falls off in 2030 and 2032. Or in 2031 and 2032. So It's not going to be as expensive then. Who else? Who else did we get? Stanley and Chanel. Okay. We are going to be a competitor. A real competitor in this 2025, which is really going to be the 2026 season. This is a team that needs to win games. Waddle's a big help. Huge help. Tackle. Big upgrade over Caden Wallace with Ronnie Stanley. Drake Maye is up to Superstar X Factor. Teague is up to Superstar X Factor. We gotta be good. Oh, Ewing, by the way, Superstar Dev. I'll probably just leave him at CB3, though. Yeah, this needs to be a Super Bowl team. It needs to be a team that at least wins the playoff game. Matt Judon is down to an 81. That's unfortunate. Josh Uche might play over him. The thing is, like, with the rush ends, the finesse move guys don't rate out that highly for some reason. I don't really know why. Maybe it changes depending on your scheme, but I doubt that. I also need to sign an offensive coordinator who lets my X factors appear. That's a thing. Another monster tight end in this class. Okay, I mean, we'll take a look. Another one? We don't need any of these guys. I am curious, though. We pick at number 24 in the draft. I'm not moving up. I might, in fact, be trading this pick, depending on who's available. Lions grab a quarterback there. Of course, the Jared Goff contract extension doesn't exist yet, or here in the game. It was a big one. Ooh, Saints have Chase Young, and they might be interested in Matt Judon. I'm going to get Chase Young. It's a big upgrade. Matthew Judon, our first and second round picks this year, and a second in 2028 gets us Chase Young. Big upgrade on the D-line. We are going all out this year. Chase Young helps us do that. D-line looks really good. Corners look great. Linebackers are solid enough. Safeties are great. Could use some more depth. O-line looks very solid. We have weapons. I mean, we got to win. All right, backup safety, Trent Allen. Oh, he's so slow. It's like another linebacker. He's so slow. Safety with 82 speed. He's got star dev. All right. Ooh, Trent Allen stinks. This was a bad draft, but we got Chase Young. So I'll say it's worth it. The two tight ends that I looked at were also amazing. 91 speed on Keith Young at 6'4", 260. Oh my goodness, he's a freak. That is ridiculous. 91 speed at 260 pounds. Got to be an X factor, and he is. Yeah, that's pretty good. 89 overall squad, 91 offense, 88 defense. We are good. Are we better than the Bills? Or are we better than the Dolphins? That's what I don't know yet. Offensive line, again, looks pretty good. Jalen Waddle's a big addition to this offense. And then defensively, I like where we are. Specialist is also in a good spot. I just, I need production. That's it. 4-2 at the midseason mark. Bills doing well. Dolphins not doing well. 1-6. I kind of think I want to put Jalen Waddle in the slot and just completely take advantage of that matchup. Right now we have Demario Douglas there, but I think moving Jalen Waddle in there could be pretty good for us. 9-4 here at week 15, and we do have a breakout quarterback challenge. The Jags are good, though. The Jags are very good in Madden simulation. We got to be careful. I don't even know what this would do. Drake Maye is already a superstar X Factor. He would just get a bunch of XP if he dominates. I guess I would sign up for that. Yeah, we scored 14 points. I'm not even going to look at it. There's no point. Well, we made the playoffs at 11-6. Narrowly won the division. I'm sure the Bills are also in the playoffs, probably playing in a wild card game. Drake Maye, nearly 5,000 yards passing, led the league. 35 touchdowns, 13 picks rushing. Ramondre Stevenson, 17 TDs. Very nice from him. Receiving, Jalen Waddle dominated. Although so did Charles Teague. He put up 1,200 receiving yards. 1,100 for Jalen Polk. Really, really good numbers. Defensively, 19 TFLs for Devion Kendricks, who also had 9 sacks, which led the team. 7 for Chase Young. Not many interceptions. I do not trust this team in the playoffs. I'm jumping in. If we have to pull out a super sim in the third or fourth quarter to try and beat Lamar Jackson in the snow, I'm going to do it. Ravens up early. We answer right back. 7-7. Keep scoring. 14-7. Defense, step up. Ravens tie the game at 14. We retake the lead 21-14. Can extend it, please. 28-14. This could be it. 35-14. The Ravens just simply don't have enough time. I hope. Oh my goodness, I hope. 38-28 is your final. We have finally won a playoff game. Drake Maye had to throw for 5 touchdowns. That's a lot. Bengals went 13-4, huh? Well, they've got Joe Burrow, 99 superstar X-Factor quarterback. We have our own superstar X-Factor quarterback and tight end. Jamar Chase is an X-Factor, though. They've got a pretty good team. We know that. And we have to go into Cincinnati here on the Kentucky border. Close enough. And the Bengals are up early. We answer right back, 7-7 now. Bengals again with a score. Our defense needs to do more, but we've taken the lead, 21-21 now after the Bengals have tied it. Into the third quarter, 28-21, 35-21. Could this be enough? Need one more score, and that probably does it. 42-28 is your final score. It seems like we're going to allow 28 points per game here in the playoffs. And, you know, Drake Maye's going to throw for 446 and 6 touchdowns. Did throw a pick. We threw the ball a lot, but 6 touchdowns. Drake Maye, through 2 playoff games, has thrown for 11 touchdowns. 5 and now 6, right? Or did he have 4 in the first one? I think it was 5. I think it was 5. 11 touchdowns through 2 playoff games. What's the all-time record? It's 11. Drake Maye joins Patrick Mahomes in 2021, Joe Flacco in 2012, Kurt Warner in 2008, and who was the last one? Joe Montana in 1989. If we go to the Super Bowl, Drake Maye is shattering the all-time record of 11. If he's at either 10 or 11 right now, I think it's 11. No question, he's going to break it. No score to start here. Finally a touchdown, and that could be the record for Drake Maye if it was a passing touchdown. We're up 10-3 in a low-scoring affair. This is interesting. 17-3 now, 17-10. Jags are right in it. Offense just needs to keep scoring. 31-10, that's it. No shot. The Jags get back in it. 31-10 is your final. Drake Maye stands alone. It's only a 2-touchdown game. That should take him up to 13. At minimum 12. It was only 10 touchdowns overall. If it was 4 passing TDs in game 1. But that's it. That's at least 12. Drake Maye is now thrown for the most passing touchdowns in a playoff run ever. Oh, it's a Patriots-Seahawks rematch. Can Seattle avenge the goal line interception to Malcolm Butler? A lot of turnover on these two teams. Obviously, no more Russell Wilson, no more Ricardo Lockett, who was the intended receiver, no more Malcolm Butler for the Patriots, no more Tom Brady, no more Bill Belichick, no more anybody that you used to know. It's just new faces, new regimes. This is the squad. Jalen Waddle up to superstar dev. You can see Drake Maye playing up to a 97 overall. Chase Young, was he superstar? I think he was. Now he's down to star. Didn't have a super great year, I guess. That's unfortunate. But the team is fantastic. If ever there was a time to go out and stamp the start of a new dynasty, it's with a Super Bowl victory. Obviously. Drake Maye, can you beat the Seahawks? Here we go. Seattle up early with a field goal, but we've been playing from behind the entire postseason, so I'm okay with this. 7-6, 14-6 now. Let's get it going, offense. Come on now. 21-13. We're approaching the fourth quarter. Seattle ties it up at 21. We retake the lead 28-21. Seattle not done yet. Under 2 minutes to play. We have either forced a turnover or turned over the football. I think we've turned over the ball. Stevenson up the middle. All we need is a field goal. I want to take the clock down. I want Seattle to burn timeouts. You got to know, we can kick a field goal and beat you. We're at the 40. It's getting to be in range. There's Stevenson. That's the first down and more. Seattle calls their first charge timeout. 3rd and 4. Stevenson up the middle. That'll take us to 40 seconds. Kick is up and good. Seahawks only need 3, but they have no timeouts and under 40 seconds to work with. I'm going to try to make him return this kick. Don't really want a touchback here, but that went deeper than expected. It's a big problem for me. Okay, Seahawks basically in field goal range already. DK Metcalf breaks a tackle. And there he goes. Oh, no. Keep him in bounds at least. Oh, my goodness. I would get up and spike the ball if I were Seattle. They are not going to. Our defense is absolutely falling apart. That's a nice play for us. That's not out of bounds. Oh, my God. Seattle going to try the field goal with Chris Boswell. They might be forcing OT here. What a drive. Kick up and good. You have 5 seconds to work with. Not going to be enough. Okay, this is not awful. We can return this kick. Got to the 27. I mean, what can we even do here? We'll try to just take a deep shot. Maybe Jalen Waddle burns over the top. Step up and out. And we're over the line. Not that it would have mattered anyway. The DB took away 2 receivers. How about accept the penalty? Give me another shot. Nope, that is the end of regulation. We are headed to overtime. Seahawks win the toss. Okay. I tried to let the CPU take it, but, I mean, I guess just like when we were on the field, Seahawks are driving very easily. Really trying to make sure they don't score a touchdown here. Ewing there for the pass breakup. 3rd and 4. Just check down. We're right there. Not a first. 4th and inches. Seattle is going to go for it. Basically saying, hey, if we don't get this, good game. Oh no, we gotta call a timeout. They're going empty. And now they're gonna take their points. Okay. Well, they made us burn a timeout. I'm all right with that. Field goal is good. 34-31. Seattle takes the lead. Touchdown wins us the Super Bowl. That's it. Big drive here. Stevenson's open. Drake Maye with the throw off his back foot. Ramondre Stevenson inside the 30. What a throw from Drake Maye. We're doing what he does. Getting him on the move. Making big time throws. Nice route from Ramondre Stevenson. Little block and release from the tight end. They covered it. That's wide open. It's Jalen Waddle. Juke move. He's inside the 10. Drake Maye just 2 yards away, by the way, from going over 400 yards passing in a Super Bowl. I don't know what the record is, but it's got to be close. And that's a touchdown. Who are you? I have no idea who that was who just scored, but he just won us a Super Bowl. Drake Maye is a Super Bowl champion. The Patriots are back. Lucas Krull. I'm assuming it's Krull over Kroll. Sounds like German. Could be Kroll. I don't know. But I'm assuming it's Krull. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Patriots have won the Super Bowl again. Seahawks, yet again, late in the game, in the Super Bowl versus the Patriots, are devastated. They lose another heartbreaker. The Patriots are once again back on top. But that is going to do it for the video. 4 touchdowns and 400 yards passing for Drake Maye. Jaden Daniels has found his way to Seattle. The Seattle quarterback to, or even just the Washington pipeline is very alive. Sam Howell, of course, commander to the Seahawks. Sean Alexander went the other way. But that's it. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Take it easy.